You think reacting instantly makes you strong. You think sharp replies prove confidence. You think emotional intensity proves authenticity. Watch what actually happens. Someone criticizes you. Before you choose your words, your body chooses for you. Heart rate rises, jaw tightens, breath shortens, voice sharpens. You interrupt, you defend, you explain, you escalate, and afterward, you feel something strange. Relief. Energy release, a subtle sense of satisfaction. You call it standing your ground. But what just happened was not power, it was conditioning. Your nervous system spiked. You discharged the spike. Your brain rewarded the discharge. Whatever gets rewarded, gets repeated, and that repetition becomes a loop. The mind is a command system, but when command is weak, impulse leads. Emotion does not just happen, it activates, it demands expression, it rewards release. When someone disrespects you, your body releases stimulation, adrenaline, dopamine, focus. You feel sharper, more alive, more certain. Then you react, and that reaction delivers relief. That relief becomes reinforcement. Now your nervous system associates provocation with stimulation. This is why silence feels uncomfortable, why some people escalate arguments, why waiting feels unbearable, why not responding feels like weakness. You are not defending dignity, you are feeding a reward loop. Each reaction strengthens the pathway, each pathway lowers the threshold, each repetition reduces your control. You think you are expressive, but you are predictable. And predictable people are easy to manipulate. Yet culture calls this authenticity. You were taught that suppressing emotion is unhealthy. You were told that speaking your truth immediately is strength. You were conditioned to believe fast reaction equals confidence. But reacting is not expression, it is discharge. A stimulus appears, chemistry spikes, you obey it. That is not authority, that is reflex. Modern culture celebrates volatility. Outrage spreads faster than discipline. Impulsiveness is framed as boldness. Reactivity is mistaken for courage. But notice something subtle. The more you reward your nervous system with immediate expression, the more it seeks triggers. You become easier to provoke, easier to bait, easier to steer. If someone can trigger you on demand, they control your state. If a comment can shift your mood, your environment owns you. You say you are honest, but you cannot tolerate silence. You cannot delay response. You cannot sit with the surge without discharging it. That is not honesty. It is dependency on reaction. Yet culture calls this authenticity. This is where the damage deepens, because repeated discharge rewires identity. First you react occasionally, then you react quickly, then you react automatically. Now you are known as short-tempered, blunt, just being real. But what you are actually known as is stimulus-driven. Watch two men under insult. One feels the surge and studies it. The other feels the surge and broadcasts it. One delays, the other discharges. One builds command, the other builds dependency. Because every time you react instantly, you surrender timing. And timing is authority. Humans test this constantly. They provoke, they withdraw, they challenge, not always consciously, but they observe how fast you move. If you move on impulse, you reveal leverage, and leverage transfers control. This is why Stoic law becomes necessary, not moral, structural, and structure requires discipline. Marcus Aurelius did not eliminate anger. He examined it, he delayed it, he subordinated it to reason. Epictetus did not say feel nothing. He said you are disturbed not by events, but by your judgment of them. Here is the structural breakdown. The event is neutral, the spike is biological, the reaction is reinforcement. From this emerge three disciplines. First, stimulus does not require immediate expression. Second, emotional intensity is not command, it is information. Third, the longer you can delay reaction, the stronger your command structure becomes. Reaction is automatic, response is constructed, and construction requires time. Most people never build that time, which is why they remain stimulus-driven. Here is the principle most people resist. You must train yourself to tolerate the surge without discharge. Not occasionally, repeatedly. When insult appears, you pause. When anger rises, you slow your breath. When tension spikes, you reduce movement. You do not suppress. You do not explode. You observe without releasing. At first, this feels unnatural. Silence feels exposed. Stillness feels weak. The body demands expression. That discomfort is neurological withdrawal. You are interrupting a reward loop. Each time you delay, you weaken the impulse. Each time you withhold discharge, you strengthen command. Over time, the spike softens. The urgency decreases. The space between stimulus and action expands. And in that space, authority is rebuilt. Not emotional absence, emotional obedience. The reaction you indulge becomes the master you obey. Every stimulus you discharge trains your weakness. Every stimulus you delay builds your command. If someone can trigger you instantly, they can control you easily. If you control your timing, you control the frame. Emotional control is not silence. It is strategic delay. It is choosing response over reflex. It is refusing to let chemistry dictate character. Because the man who cannot be provoked cannot be steered, and the man who cannot be steered cannot be owned. If you're committed to emotional control and psychological command, subscribe and stand with this community. Like the video to support content that builds mental armor, and comment Titan in training if you're serious about growth. Let's build pressure that forges strength. Strength grows in silence, but Titans train together.